Hi, I'm Carrie from Crafts for Wellbeing, and in this week's Coffee Break Crafts I'm going to give you more of an ideas and inspiration video rather than a tutorial, and it's going to be on found poetry. Now, I first came across found poetry back in the 1990s when I was doing a lot of mail art back then, and a lot of people on the mail art scene in the 1990s were also doing found poetry. And I was recommended this book by the artist Tom Phillips, A Humorment, and I will just read you this short sentence here, and it just tells you a little bit more about it. In the mid-1960s, Tom Phillips took a forgotten 19th century novel, W.H. Mallock's A Human Document, and began working over the extant text to create something new. And as you will see, once you open up the book, you can see that there's parts of the text that have been picked out. Some parts of text together, some parts of sentences, even some parts of words in some places, picked out, joined together, and then an illustration created behind them. So I would really recommend that you have a look through Tom Phillips's work. I'll put a link to his website underneath the video, and then you can have a look through. There are several different versions of A Humorment because he's worked and reworked on it throughout his artistic life. So definitely go over there and have a little look and get inspired by what Mr. Phillips has done. So this book here is actually one that I think I probably started in the 1990s. Yes, it came out in 1986, so it probably would have been from the 1990s. And you can see I just did exactly the same thing. I picked out some words, picked out little bits of sentences, and then really words that just sprung out from the page for me, and then created an illustration to go in the background. So I think this is just pencil, this is acrylic, more acrylic there. And this page here, I actually was lucky enough to find this in a magazine. The words that I picked out were combat the winter skies with bookshelves, armchairs and reading lamps. And obviously this picture in the magazine just looked perfect, so I cut it out. I cut out the magazine page to actually be able to show these words, and then because there weren't any bookshelves, I just painted the bookshelves in the background. So you can see how it's really quite easy to do. You don't have to do anything really complicated like this particular page. You know, it's just almost a drop on a water and just some ripples coming about there. So, you know, it doesn't have to be anything really complicated. And if you can find items from magazines to help with the collage effect behind them, that'd be great. You don't have to actually work in a book. If it's for your own personal use, then just photocopying one page from a book would be absolutely fine to work through, you know, if it's for your personal use and you're not selling it on anywhere. This particular page, you can see I picked out the words Gilmore and Waters and Sid, music most starry, and I know Sid Barrett wasn't in Pink Floyd at the time of Dark Side of the Moon, but it's such an iconic image that I wanted to put that on there as a tribute to Pink Floyd, because I do absolutely love them. Now these two pages here are actually taken from exactly the same page, in fact this one here, and at different times I picked out different words, so obviously different moods that I was feeling, different words jumped out at me. So in this particular one I've got easy mood, beautiful still, memories of pleasure, tempting, glow, pleasing. Now the word tempting is originally temptingly, but I've just picked out tempting and then I've painted over the rest of it. So you don't have to use the whole of a word, you could even pick out sections within a word as well. I found this little image in a magazine that kind of conveyed that mood, and then just painted the flowers in behind. This one was a bit different. Exactly the same page, but I picked out different words. So I had living, breathing, ancient spirits of the woods, what might lie beyond, walk in intrigue, explore, and then I've just put a nighttime scene, a simple nighttime scene on there with some woods as well. So you see how easy it can be, and also what different moods that you can pick out from just one page, just depending on what mood that you're in. So it's as simple as that. So I would just take a page. Let's just see. This has immediately jumped out at me here. Strongly aware of the darkness. What else? Adventures here. Black and white. A crosshair mind there, that's picked out over 2. This one here, I'm going to pick out sweet, and then go over and pick out pattern, and then just link those 2 together. So there's a few words to work with, and then I can start putting in some paint maybe, or just go through a magazine and see what I can find that would actually fit those words nicely. So I hope that's given you a few ideas. Either pick out a page from a book that you would like to use, or maybe even a magazine page, and just start off there. Start off small. You don't need to take a big page like this. You could just take half a page maybe and just pick out a few words from that, and then just see what you can find to either paint in behind, or maybe something to collage in from a magazine. So I hope you'll have fun and just play around with it, and then if you do have a go, please let me know. I'd love to hear how you get on, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye.